How's it going, everybody? Got a staple for Christmas, prime rib. We love prime rib over Christmas at our house, so I thought I'd show you the best way to do prime rib. The butcher already put some string on it, so I'm going to cut this off because I want to get rid of some of this fat. And just to make sure I got a nice edge on this knife, I'll just do a couple strokes. I'm not going to get real carried away. I'm just going to take off whatever fat I can without gouging into the meat. That way we can get more seasoning into this beautiful piece of meat. Just whatever you do, don't go digging into the fat, because some of the fat goes in pretty deep. There's no sense in getting too carried away. So you see I got a nice little piece of fat off there. I'm going to get just a little bit more. I want to get this fat off while the meat's still cool, because it's easier to trim any meat while it's cool. And then I'm going to let this set out, get the internal temp up a little bit closer to room temp. Then I'm going to inject it, and I got something that we're going to put on the outside that you're really going to like. All real easy to do. A little bit more of that silver skin off. So that's all I'm going to do. Not a lot of fat there. I might get a little more silver skin off. Change my mind. Alright. That's all I'm going to do. Be good to go. I'll probably retie this up in a little while. Dispose of this fat. We'll see when this thing comes up to temp. We're going to inject it and put something special on it. Alright guys, so what I got here is I put a 1/4 cup of LC Barbecue's Play Bull in this handy dandy shaker, and I'm going to put a full jar, almost full, of my beef Spritz. Shake it up real good. Now I'm going to inject this baby. Add a little bit more flavor. This is a choice piece of meat. I'm going to make this thing taste like a piece of Wagyu. All you got to do is just add a little bit of this and that, and you won't regret. All right. As you can see, we got this thing all injected up. I retied it. It's all nice and wet from the injection, so I don't need to spray everything duck fat. So my next step is I'm going to put a nice liberal coat of my burnt beef on here. Get the sides really good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a compound. So I got one nice block of Kerigold butter, and I chopped up some fresh garlic here. Going to add that in there with it. Horseradish. Put plenty of it in there. If you don't like horseradish, you can leave this part out. And then my good friend Al, his chimichurri, the spicy. Put plenty of that in there. Now we're just gonna kind of push it all in, make a nice little compound here. All right, I got this compound all nice and mixed up. I added a little bit more chimichurri in there. You can add as little or as much as you like. That's kind of consistency I wanted. So now we're just going to kind of paste it on there. Probably the easiest way is just to do it with your hands. So basically I'm just trying to cover up the meat. All right, as you can see, putting this butter compound on here is kind of messy business. I got 90% of it covered. Kind of ran out of compound. I got it on kind of thick in a couple places. That's okay. So this butter compound is going to do two things. One, it's going to baste the prime rib as it cooks, and it's also going to help flavor a beautiful, tasty crust. So I got the gateway drum fired up. I'm going to start this thing off at about 430 degrees, and then I'm going to cool it down to about 300 degrees after about 40 minutes. Let's see you outside. All right. I got this baby up to right around 440 degrees. Ready to go. Let this drum do its job. All right. I got this thing going. Fogo charcoal is rocking. You can see having this thing at 440 degrees has a nice crust. One thing I did do while you weren't looking is I added a little bit of beer to this pan. That way it didn't burn off the juices too fast. It's looking fantastic. Let's see what we come up with here in a little while. Checked it a little bit ago. Looked like it was getting really close. See, it looks amazing. We're 125 there. 121. This baby's done. We're gonna pull this thing off. Call it a day. You can see I've moved to the house. So welcome to my humble abode. The family wanted some of this badass prime rib. And so I'm gonna take the string off first. And then I'm gonna cut the bones off, which in my opinion, these bones are the best. So we'll just kind of slice those up, and we'll just let the special people have the bones. And if you don't get a bone, then you know you're not that special. Get rid of these strings. Look at the crust we have on this with that horseradish, garlic, butter, chimichurri crust that we put on there. It's gonna be delicious. Let's go ahead and see how this turned out. As I suspected, perfection. Medium rare all the way through. It's been resting for about the last hour. I like to let a prime rib rest for an extended period of time because I just think that it will stay juicier if you do. Look at that. I'm just gonna cut off a little piece here of the spinalis. Got a little bit of that herb crust goodness I made. You have to try that butter concoction. It's delicious. I'll put the details in the description below. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Try this for Christmas, you won't regret. I want to thank my good friend Kit Folk for this wine to help cleanse my palate. Kit, cheers, Merry Christmas.